Well, this isn't daunting at all. Good morning, everyone. I've only got 8 minutes and we'll get straight into it. Shakespeare, he either inspires love or terror in the hearts of those who teach him, sometimes both at the same time. The collective wisdom in the room on this subject would be astounding, so the texts themselves are not exactly what I want to focus on today. Rather, I want to talk about text engagement. How do you get a 15-year-old boy, for example, to have an enriching experience reading Romeo and Juliet? We all teach in different ways and have different methods, but our overall goal is student engagement and ultimately good student outcomes on assessment, and that's where I'd like to focus today. How many times have you heard, is this going to be on my report card? Or does this count for credit when teaching a unit or setting a formative assessment? To give you some context, I work at St Clement's College, a co-ed Brisbane Catholic education school on Brisbane's north side. We have a range of students, including those who are disengaged from mainstream education. And it was with a group of students just like this that I taught my first Shakespearean unit as a new teacher. Romeo and Juliet looks fantastic. My experience was vastly different to that of my colleagues. My students simply wanted to know what they had to do, when it had to be done by, and whether or not they were going to pass the course. They didn't care for the intricacies of Shakespearean language. Most of his salty jokes went straight over their heads. Moreover, they could just not understand why on earth Romeo couldn't tell that Juliet wasn't really dead. Did they not check pulses back in that time? Well, no, because if you did, you'd be ruining a poetic tragedy by being practical. Combining the collective experience of our teachers, we discovered that we also had students engaging heavily in the text, challenging themselves to understand these and thous throughout, and learning what Shakespeare's true meaning was in a climate of the Elizabethan regime. So how on earth are we going to assess a group of students who are intricately engaged in the text, and those who needed a booklet to step out how to understand the motivations of the author? Every single Year 10 student completed the same assessment. An imaginative short story, teacher's favourite. Well, actually it is my favourite, being an author, but that sentiment definitely wasn't shared by the rest of the faculty. Even as an author, doing it yourself and teaching it are two different things, as we'll see in various other talks during the conference. Explaining a text intervention to students who couldn't see the value in the task was daunting. Showing that the love of literature is in the words, the plot, the characters, the setting, it was all going over their heads. In desperation, I turned to Romeo and Juliet. It might be a movie for kids, but I was teaching kids, so I gave it a shot. Regardless of its appeal for younger viewers, it allowed my students to move past the sheer weight of a Shakespearean text and understand the actual plot line, which is what I wanted them to do. To empathise with the characters, or in some cases, ridicule them. We tried the Baz Luhrmann version, but none could get past the feathered wings of little black names. Can we watch the No movie again, miss? Just one more time? Sure. After a few viewings, they had the plot down pat. Their booklet stepped them through the harder parts of Shakespearean language, and they had a ball with the ye olde insults. Their experience was different to that of their peers, who were reading the text from cover to cover, searching for deeper meaning and context, but they enjoyed it and engaged with it nevertheless. Then we got to the assessment. How to bring an imaginative response relating to a centuries-old text into our century. We know our learners need to be flexible, curious, and adaptable, but all we would hear is, I'm not creative, miss. I have no imagination. I can't think of anything. I'm just not good at this. Some of the saddest lines we can hear from our kids, and often before they've even truly started. I had one young girl, I only had 2 in that class, sit down beside me and ask for help. So I gave her some ideas. She stared at me and she said, why don't you do it yourself? Well, you see, I'm the teacher, I told her. I don't have to, you do. But I don't understand how you turn that idea into a sentence. So I showed her. Now, how do I turn it into a paragraph? Again, I showed her. That night I went home and I thought about what she said. Was I really engaging myself in the curriculum, or was I simply serving it up for them to do? Did I truly believe in the value of the assessment? I did, so I went home and I wrote an assessment response. That's actual footage right there. 800 words, and I struggled to stay within the guidelines. Who knows, maybe I was being conned, but I went back into class the next day and I showed them all what I had created. I picked out figurative language, showed them the characterisation, and explained what fragment I had expanded, the character sketches I had created, and I can't draw for the record. The setting that was designed to catch you by the throat. That class of 16 disengaged children went on to write their short stories, and they did really, really well. When I asked them at the end of the unit what had inspired them to do so well, they said it was the example. The hardest part of writing is putting a little bit of yourself out there and asking other people to treat it kindly. And they're right. Authors will tell you that one of the hardest parts of imaginative and narrative writing is getting over the fear of rejection. And even though our students might not recognise what that feeling is just yet, we can see it in our young people. They are afraid to fail, so many of them don't try. An imaginative response requires something of you that an analytical does not. We all teach peel, teal, BAM, BME, linking in topic sentences is a matter of course, all the time. But we don't often get the opportunity to teach how to write from the heart, how to get into the mind of character, and how to manipulate an audience to feel. Our curriculums are crowded, our teaching experience is often cut short by extracurricular activities, assemblies, excursions, but our assessment doesn't have to be. It's what we all work towards and the element of what we all want our students to excel at. Having authentic assessment is crucial in Shakespearean units of the 21st century to enable students to see and feel the link between what a man wrote 400 years ago and their lives today. Interestingly, even though the students most heavily engaged in the text in the other classrooms couldn't see the value of the love story, they couldn't see the theme of ultimate sacrifice, unconditional blind love, or familial alliance. They saw a dreadful and avoidable waste of life. They saw two people who weren't rational, who didn't think but only felt. We have some exceptions, but the generations we are currently teaching are some of the most rational and mature we have ever experienced. They have been raised in the shadows of the iPad, 24-hour news cycle and social media. Fake news has permeated their lives, causing some to become cynical and wary. Their home lives are often disrupted, sometimes broken, and we're asking them to believe in the power of blind love in the text. A blind love that ended in disaster at that. Many of Shakespeare's texts require the same kinds of leaps of faith. Their insights are different to our own, but no less valid. There aren't that many Disney kids in this generation, and even then, it doesn't really mean what it used to. Teaching is a rewarding, amazing career. We get to shape students, mould minds, and teach values. I'm so very glad that my first Shakespearean unit forced me to think outside the box, to engage those considered beyond help in relation to English. It made me a better teacher, and it made me an author. Without those kids, the ones who had faith in my ability to write and to do it well, I don't think I would have had the courage to publish a book, let alone two. Writing Shakespearean intervention literature using a modern Australian character seemed to me the perfect premise to engage young readers and consumers of Shakespeare's works, and it's been successful. There are many authors who twist Shakespeare's work, many film adaptations, stage shows and touring performers who work hard to engage students in literature. Shakespeare might seem scary, but is it really? The bard had much to say, and whether you engage with him on a deep or surface level, it's the learning experience for students, especially through assessment, that keeps us all heading in the same direction. Thank you.